Hey guys, how y'all doing? I'm gonna give you guys a recap on a new episode of World Trigger, which is on episode 51. Or you could try calling this one World Trigger Tobosha Hen. Well, it was originally called that until it decides to stick with World Trigger in the end. But anyways, that's not the point. So this episode right here, we get to know a little bit more of our characters in a way. Well, the other two characters that are neighbors, if anything. But we also get a new enemy on the hunt for them. Although the poster and so forth that I've seen earlier back then made it too obvious. So, if anything else, let's continue. Okay, at the beginning of the episode, we have to it that Kazama and his squad, the Kazama squad, rank A squad, are pretty much on the job to kill all these other neighbors, and they seem to be having issues with it. But eventually, they slice them up like no tomorrow, so it was no issue for them, pretty much. But as the episode continues with its procedure, we have to it that Osamu decides to go back to the amusement park with Zeno and Lilith, and due to the fact that they got caught. They decide to have a little small talk and so forth. But Zeno, on the other hand, does not have the opportunity to want to talk at all, due to the fact that he has Chika under hostage. Osamu and Yuma reminds him about and so forth. And Lilith is only the compassionate one, while Zeno is like a total A-wipe in a certain sense. Well, he's not much of an A-wipe, but I can understand him being a little cautious here and there, which is really, really understandable. You guys should be able to recognize that anytime soon. But eventually, as the episode continues with its own procedures in any certain sense, we have to it that our buddies have been taken care of a couple things, such as Osamu cooking up some takoyaki and in other cases, which is a good thing. I mean, Osamu's still showing a guy like he's helping out other people, which I like about him a lot. Although it could be his downfall in a sense, though I don't think it's really gonna happen. But because Zeno has no intention of speaking out his information, we have to it that Osamu and Yuma says they're gonna make him talk. And Zeno says, I'll put up the offer for you then. If you could beat me one-on-one, I'll tell you everything you need to know. And Osamu accepts the challenge. And Osamu decides to take on one of Zeno's Trion warriors, which is named Melissa. And the funny thing is that we get to know about him that he actually treats his Trion soldiers the same as people and colleagues instead of tools or disposal, which is really cool because it's like in a certain game you're playing and you usually see them as tools of disposal, another sense. Or people will think oh, these guys are just gonna be my objects to be my attack and defense and so forth. That's what some people would think about. It's like they treat these people or these things they created as nothing more than what? Tools. Yeah, pretty much. Sorry for saying that and repeating it. I was trying to find a different word for that, but that's not the case. Anyways, Osamu takes on one of Zeno's Trion soldiers, but they get interrupted by a guy named Give, which apparently he's hunting down Lilith and Zeno for some reason. Though it is hopefully it gets revealed maybe in the next couple of episodes or later. And this Trion soldier that Give sent out that Osamu and Yuma is not too familiar with. Every time you tried hitting it and not its center core, it multiplies, which is a big problem. But because Zeno knows how to fight this thing, he destroyed it like no tomorrow. Then the episode ends off with the cliffhanger where Kitora and Modorika, the guy with the grasshopper that taught Yuma how to use grasshopper too, are spying on Osamu, Chika, and Yuma, along with the two runaway neighbors. But apparently, they are given orders to keep an eye on them, surveillance them by Commander Keto, which is really damn annoying. I'm not trying to be a total A-wipe, but hey, man. I mean, you may think that these guys are crazy enemies, but yeah. And Kitora's all complaining a bit, why is they being so friendly, Mataku? I think in my mind, shut up, girl! What the hell is your issue? Not to be an asshole, but not meaning to be an a-hole or something, but hey, yeah. Sorry for cursing out loud like that too. I've been trying to control that language in many of my videos lately, but I just let this one out for now. Anyways, pretty cool episode in a sense. We get to know a little bit about Zeno-sama. Like, he's an engineer, you know. He treats his Trion soldiers like the same as colleagues, which is pretty cool, you know. Even though, like, I do that in many of my games, but yeah, you get the cue. So, pretty much okay episode, or pretty cool episode in a certain sense. So I look forward to more. I guess the original route is still doing its job because this camp is supposed to train Osamu, Chika, and Yuma for against the top like B rank squad. So I don't know how they're gonna handle themselves against those guys, but guarantee of all hell, it's not gonna be pretty simple, that's for sure. So if anything else, I'll see you guys in my next video. So I'm out for Zito. Have a good day, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace out. Bye bye.